Hello and welcome to our channel Forensic Science Public Desk India. Now we are going to start a lecture series related to UGC NET NTA Forensic Science syllabus, and in that focusing on forensic medicine. So this particular video is going to be introduction to forensic medicine, and we are going to learn basics of forensic medicine. Then let's proceed with actual syllabus. So let's first understand about the syllabus. So in syllabus we are having modes and manners of death, sexual offences and its medico-legal importance, amendments in laws related to sexual offences. This is the most basic and important. And coming to the autopsy room, we are having postmortem examination and postmortem changes, what are various stages of death and how to estimate the time since death by seeing the postmortem changes. Coming to the third part, injuries and wounds. So what are the various kinds of injuries, what is their medico legal importance? So if especially focusing on gunshot wounds, hence they are most complicated wounds in our medical thing. And coming to next one, the determination of species of origin, sex, age, stature and individual identification through skeletal remains. So either it can be the complete body with muscles and complete flesh, or without flesh only the bones are remained, then we can identify the individual, but just approximately. Okay, that is coming under the anthropology when we are doing the identification by considering the bones, so skeletal remains. The identification through these bones or facial bones or skull cranial bones etc. Can be considered, and we can do it by skull superimposition or facial reconstruction. This is also most important point. Coming to human dentition, types of teeth, determination of age from the teeth and bite marks will be coming into forensic odontology, which is a subdivision of forensic anthropology, where we are going to learn about the teeth and its resistance, DNA fingerprinting from the teeth and identifying an individual from the teeth. Coming to last part and new part which is included in forensic syllabus, that is forensic entomology, which will be having the study of insects, application of study of insects on forensic science, and identifying time since death is most important part of entomology, and what are various types of medically important or forensically important insects and their applications. Introduction. So forensic medicine, it is the application of principle and knowledge of medical sciences to legal purposes and legal proceedings to as to aid in the administration of justice. So this can be in many parts, so you can apply forensic medicine in many parts. So all forensic science completely, if you see, almost 40% to 25% it is whatever it is there, it is dependent on forensic medicine. Nowadays we can see crimes are increasing in computers also, right? So that's why the importance of forensic medicine is a little decreasing. But if you are coming into this particular subject, whenever you are seeing a murder, whenever you are seeing sexual offense or a injury on a person or suicide, whatever it is there, it is the medical legal experts report which says whether it is a homicide or suicide, or it can be any other medical legal important thing. Clear? So that is what the importance is like, and what the defined definition is saying, it is the application of principle and knowledge which a doctor has. Who is having that medical sciences knowledge? It is obviously a doctor, and he is using that particular knowledge to give aid, that means to law enforcement, is called the forensic medicine. Simply you have to remember this thing. And another definition is there almost relevant with forensic medicine, called as medical jurisprudence, and it is the derivation of Latin. Jurisprudence means Latin word, and here juris means law and prudentia means the knowledge and skill, and it is the application of knowledge of law. You are applying the knowledge of law in relation with practice of medicine, where here you can see how a doctor will be maintaining his relationship with the patient or with the state or with his colleagues, and how, what are the ethical practices, what are immoral practices, and how we should be. And there are so many things which are relevant with the medical jurisprudence. So here you have to understand, it is not only about the crime and whatever it is there, it is also about the behavior and the ethical practice of a medicine. Clear? There are so many things which a doctor will handle. So he can handle a sexual assault case, or he can handle a mentally ill person, So there are various things which are relevant with a doctor. So he should be controlled, he should be having certain kind of policies and limitations up to how extent he can proceed in medicine field. So that is what it is been declared, it is been said by the medical jurisprudence. And next one, if you see National Medical Commission, it is a new act or new kind of commission which has been coming into India. So it has replaced the Medical Council of India on 25th September 2020. What it is actually? So Medical Commission is a national body of India which will be regulating and which will be controlling the medical education first of all. So either it can be the graduation course in medicine, or it can be the PG course, or it can be the PhD, or it can be the practice of a doctor in a clinic or in a corporate hospital. So all whatever it is there, all is under the control of National Medical Commission, and the medical professionals will be getting the recognition right from this particular medical commission. It is again subdivided into state level and other things. So that's out of the subject for now. So if you want to study about this, refer any forensic medicine notes or textbook. You will be having the introduction part relevant to this particular thing, and how the practices and how the ethical practices, what are the various behaviors, and how relation should be maintained by a doctor with other people, and what are the various acts which are there. So generally in our forensic science only we are having so many acts. So in forensic medicine also there are so many acts which should be learned and which should be in the knowledge of a doctor who practices the forensic medicine. So while we are going on with the video lectures, I'll be giving you all the acts what are relevant to forensic science and forensic medicine as per our syllabus. So I'm not going into deep. So this is the basic. Then let's proceed. Then qualifications what are required, who can be referred as medico legal expert or who can be referred as forensic medicine expert. So one who is graduated from a bachelor of medicine and bodily sciences, then it can be also called as MBBS, the one who has graduated in MBBS and he is post graduating in forensic medicine, and he can be called as medicine expert. So these are the educational essential qualifications to a person called as the foreign medical legal expert. And coming to expert part, he needs the expertise, that means he needs experience. Without the experience he cannot be called as the expert. So till here he is a postgraduate in forensic medicine. Once he is getting 5 years or 6 years experience in autopsy procedures, in identifying cause of death, in identifying times of death, or he is able to identify the type of weapon or angle of injury, how it occurred, or what is the impact of the injury, how accident occurred, what caused the death inside the body. So various things, by understanding most complicated evidence, that is the human body. So human body is most complex. Simply by dissecting the body, by opening it off, somebody cannot understand it very easily. It needs a lot of expertise, a lot of practice, so that only a person can identify what actually happened to the body. So it is not only the education part, it is the experience as well. So number of times a person sees the autopsy procedure, then only, or by practicing it, by seeing it very practically, by understanding the concepts which are in theory as well as putting in practicality, then he will be getting the good experience. So I no need to say much about this, so you will be understanding well. So this is particular qualifications which are basically required. And relevant branches to forensic medicine are the forensic toxicology, forensic serology, forensic anthropology, forensic entomology, forensic ballistics, or you can also call it as wound ballistics relevant with forensic medicine, DNA fingerprinting, medical or criminal laws. So these are most important. So all these which are said here are having a very good importance in our forensic science syllabus as well. So you can see here forensic toxicology is a separate paper, you can study it differently, or forensic serology is also separate paper, and forensic anthropology is in the forensic medicine, where we'll be studying about the bones and identifying them. Already said, entomology is also discussed, wound ballistics is also discussed. Coming to the DNA fingerprinting, the importance of forensic medical expert is most important, because when there is a body, just dissecting it and collecting the tissues and sending it or forwarding it to the forensic science laboratory is not a simple play. So it needs lot of expertise, as like what I have said. So coming to the crime scene investigation by a medical legal expert or a crime investigator, so he should be having very keen knowledge. So DNA fingerprinting evidences are very delicate and very sensitive. If they are not been collected properly by after collecting, if it is contaminated or some other fault has occurred, and doing any kind of analysis in the laboratory would be waste. So that's why, so whatever the expertise is there, whatever the knowledge is there, that should be applied very keenly so that the evidence will not get damaged. Very minute evidences like the semen samples on the cloth or semen samples on the skin or the nail clippings or hair samples, whatever are there, these are most potential evidences which can give us the DNA. As well as we can see the serological evidences, bodily fluids, from where it should be collected, what part should be selected to collect a particular kind of serological evidences or bodily fluids are most important. So coming to the insects, though forensic medico legal expert is not going to do it that particularly, there are certain entomological experts who can collect the insects and examine them separately in another laboratory. That is another study completely, but it is also coming under forensic medicine, because by seeing the presence of insects in a corpse, we can identify, we can at least estimate what would be the time since death. So that is what the importance of forensic entomology. Presence of insects on corpse can give a lead to forensic medicine experts. And obviously laws are most important. If you know the law, so you can apply it. So by seeing an injury, a injury to an individual caused blindness, this particular injury can be regarded as grievous injury, and you can apply so and so section 326(5) for that particular thing. So what would be the punishment for that? That can be studied further. So like this, the sequential application, by understanding the injury, its impact and its implication on the human body, and in which laws it can be punished under. If there is no law, otherwise you can neglect this particular injury. So like that. So but it is not like that, it will be punished. So these are the various things which are relevant with the forensic medicine. I hope you have understood this video. So thank you for watching this video, and let's meet in another video, and let's proceed with actual topics of forensic medicine, and let's go on complete this syllabus.